whole gang stalking crew is at me this morning. Like it felt like a few of them. Man trying so desperately to talk to me at the gas station, I just ignore them. People doing circles around me in the parking lot before they go and park way away from me in a parking space where there's no one. Pretty much empty parking lot. I'm looking to see who this is right now because they literally just walked inside of where I'm going like 5 minutes ago. Grabbed a bag, took it in there and everything, like they was about to do a whole full workout, and now they gone. Mm, I know they turning around and coming back in. So whoever it was just brought the bag back outside. He took a whole book bag in and then brought the whole book bag back out. The whole book bag back out. And now he going back in with just this little fanny pack. Considering the other people I watch walk in, I wonder what's in the book bag. I just been watching their moves this morning. It's like they moving really weird to get my attention for whatever reason. But you got it. You got it. Florida people that stopped in the middle of the parking lot. Again, y'all, I swear I feel like they trying to get my attention. It's like they want me to see them. The Florida stopped right in the middle of the parking lot for no reason. They pulled in. They wasn't even all the way in the parking lot. They just pulled in all the way in and stopped. And then they pulled on up, and so I've been waiting to see. Because that was a woman in that car. I was waiting to see when she was going to get out. She ain't got out the car yet. Maybe she wasn't just going to sit in the parking lot, y'all. Look at this. I just cut the deck on this. Legacy, inheritance, gifts. It's 7 something in the morning, y'all. I came over here and I'm thinking, I'm about to do this real quick. It's not gonna be that many people in here. I done seen like 5 or 6 people pull up since I pulled up 5 minutes ago. Anyway, I was about to do a reading real quick to see what was in the energy. But I pulled these cards last night, y'all, and I never did turn on my camera. And so here they are still ringing. Pulled them last night. And it just was, it's like I don't know what's going on, y'all. Inheritance. I just cut the deck on inheritance. Before I turned on the camera, I was looking at something that said these people gonna pay the price for doing destiny swap spells on you. So that could be significant for someone. You might have people around you who are trying to swap destinies with you. I think that's dumb as hell, by the way. Especially when you do it with specific people. First of all, I don't feel like it can really be done. I feel like what you can do is you can torture people so much, you can knock them off of their path. And upon knocking them off of their path, then the devil rewards his people. And so I feel like where these people are all confused, thinking it's some type of destiny swap, if they do the spell, then they can knock you, then they can just switch destinies with you and have your place. They're not actually taking your place. They're being rewarded for doing people like they do them. But they call it destiny swap nonetheless. You ain't actually getting their destiny, but you can be rewarded. It's like people talk about selling their souls all day long. It's like the same thing. If you're gonna do some ignorant, some dumb BS, like trying to sacrifice somebody, an individual, for your own success, then you're gonna be rewarded by the devil for doing the devil's work, just like God rewards his people. It's so funny. The same man I'm just looking at too. He also just walked out, and now he's going back in. And so anyway, I feel like the same thing. You know, these some dumbass people. I'm sorry. It's early Sunday morning. The ignorance. And so anyway, the same thing I feel like is for the destiny swap. In order for you to knock somebody off their path, in order for you to, yeah, knock somebody off of their path, you got to be doing some really dirty things in the background. If someone is healed and they're on that path in their north node, then what it is you're trying to do is do things to make them go back to their south node, doing things to make them go back to the unhealed version of themselves. So, how do you do that? You constantly put things in their face to make them think about the past. You constantly do things to irritate them, to try to make them angry, to try to make them react. You constantly do things to belittle them, to try to take away from the person who they've become. Hence the gang stalking, the confusion, the chaos spells, the internet bullying, where they're able to, you be scrolling down your page and you see stuff indicating personal events that have happened to you back in your lifetime, and it be all to cause you to think about certain things, especially if you learn how to kind of control your mind and what it is you think about, and to bring this positivity into your world. Their whole sole goal is to bring negativity into your world. And so you're going to start being surrounded by things that are made to bring you down. That's what they for. They want to bring you down into this. They want to put you in a dark place. And you being in that dark place, it's like they always say you have to be a vibrational match for what it is you're going for. You being in that dark place is and responding and thinking about certain things is you taking yourself off that path. It's not something that they're actually able to do. What they have to do is make it to where you do it yourself. It's like trying to make you self destruct. And so they would bring up all kind of things to take you back in a dark place. And I mean anything. If you've ever been raped before, and I hope they don't stop my video for that, but if you've ever been that before, they're gonna bring that up over and over and over again. If anything has ever happened to your children before along the lines of SAN, the same thing, but the assault wise, just being touched. And they're going to constantly bring that up. Um, if you've ever done anything negative in your life, um, fights that you've had, if you've ever stolen anything, if you've ever harmed somebody, you're going to constantly bring up all those things over and over and over and over and over again because they're trying to get you back in that dark place. Um, I give you an example like me. I've been celibate for almost 7 years now. And one thing that they constantly do is bring up all the people that I've ever slept with before. And they constantly bring that up over and over and over and over and over again. So if you pride yourself off going as long as I have, then that's what they want to kind of bring you back to. Remember when you did this? Remember when you did that? And so even if you haven't really done anything that was that bad, these are things that you have grown from. And so you may look back at it now that you're in your north node and think it's things that you would never do again, people and places you would never be again because you know better now. That's what they want exactly. Things that you've moved on from, things that you look back on and be like, oh my God, why did I do that? Or why was I ever dealing with them? Or how could I deal with them for so long and allow this to happen? And what stuff like that, because they want you trapped inside of this place in your mind where you throw yourself off your path because they can't actually do it. And so with this whole destiny swap thing, I hate that a lot of people think that you can, like, somebody can actually just say some words and swap destinies with you, because it's way more than just saying words. It's actually things that they have to do, they have to accomplish by making you do things. It's nothing they can just say. They have to make you step off of that path. They have to get you out of the mindset that you're in, and they do it in all kind of little ways, all kind of ways. And overall, it's just bringing you down. Is what it is. It's putting you in a certain mindset that you've worked so hard to get yourself out of. And so if you learn how to keep this positive mindset, learn how to think about positivity when something negative pops up in your head, you learn how to transmute that energy and turn it into something positive. That's not what they want. They want you to be stuck in that energy. And so you will have people constantly, whether spiritually or physically. And a lot of times it's both spiritually and physically. They will constantly, over and over and over and over and over again, do things to try to put you in that mindset, do things to try to make you feel a certain way, do things to try to make you scared, do things to try to make you react to certain things, do things that make you want to cuss people out, do things that hurt your feelings because they need you to step off that throne that you're on. They need you to come down to their level because then you're no longer a vibrational match for what it is that you're trying to do, what it is that is in your destiny. In order for you to maintain that vibrational match, then you have to be walking in your north node. And if you're in your north node while you're doing this and you're being a vibrational match for whatever it is that's in your destiny, how is it that some people who are so low down and dirty gonna just switch places with you and all of a sudden be a vibrational match for what it is that's in your destiny? They not. They can't. But what they can do is knock you off of your path and be rewarded. I said, the devil rewards his people too. And so then it looks like to the average person, the no brainers out there, it will appear that this person has swapped destinies with you. When all actuality, they just knocked you off of your path and they're being rewarded certain things. And so now that you're down, it seems like they're up. And people will say, well, oh, they swapped destinies with you. No, they did. They did. They didn't. And it's so weird. It's so many people think that you can actually swap destinies with someone. And it goes back to I heard someone say online one time they think they can trick God. How can you trick God if someone is living in their north node and and they are living their divine purpose? How can you trick God to making God think their divine purpose is for you if it's something given by the Most High? How can you trick God into thinking you're all of a sudden a divine person? You can't. That it doesn't make sense. Especially when you've been playing on that lower realm the whole time. You've been slithering like a snake. You've been playing with entities that you've conjured up from places. Like you've been doing the lowest of the low to try to get this. How you all of a sudden gonna make God think that you are that? He knows what you did. Don't think for 1 second you're not seeing like you're gonna get something over God's head. I feel like people are so ignorant. And so I'll say again, and I'll say it over and over and over again. How are you gonna swap destinies with somebody? It's not possible. But I understand what they mean when they say swap destinies. But I'm telling you, it's just them throwing you off your path and being rewarded for doing it. And so it's always up to you whether or not you're going to step off that path. And believe me, they do some things. I ain't going to say it's always that easy to remain in the energy that you're in because they do stuff and they do it constantly. And I tell you that the game stalking is one of them. You know, that creates a fear in people. It just get on my nerves, honestly. It just get on my nerves. But originally when it started, it did exactly that. It creates a fear because you don't know what's going on and why people are around you all the time. You don't know why people are around you all the time. And fear, again, fear is not something of God. It's not it's not Christ-like. You're not living in your higher self if you're being scared of certain things. Because you're supposed to have more faith than that. And so that would be one of the main things that they do is the game stalking to try to cause you to be paranoid, to try to scare you into not moving forward with things. If you're sitting in your house all the time because you're worried about who's going to follow you when you come out of your house, then how is it that you're moving in your purpose? You're not doing anything. You can't move forward if you're worried about all these people following you around. Even when you come out of the house and you're trying to stay in a certain mindset, how can you stay in that mindset when you're steady watching the people who are around you? It's like you got to train your brain to almost not see them. And I say all the time, I try to get in places where it's like out of sight, out of mind, because I know what it is they're trying to do. If you learn how to ignore it too well, like I said, they'll do things to make you pay attention to it. They'll do things that don't make any sense. Like the man was going out of his way to try to talk to me this morning. He was so into what he was doing, trying to get my attention. He pulled off with his lights off. It was dark. Like the person who pulled in the parking lot, and I'm way over here on this side of a different parking lot. There's a street in between, and there's another parking lot on the other side. You have to pull in and pull around in the parking lot that I was in, which is empty, by the way. It's like 4 or 5 cars over here. Could pick absolutely any parking spot and park if that's what he was doing when he came over here. But he just wanted to do this loop around me. He didn't really want to park over here because, like I said, so many empty parking spaces. Parking lot is like almost empty. But he just pulled around me and then went way over there to that parking lot and parked. Yeah, just things like that. And so, yeah, with the gang stalking, that's like one of the main things that they would do. I told you they would constantly bring up things from your past because they want you constantly reliving the past. If you're constantly thinking about your past, how can you focus on the present moment? And so they will find absolutely anything. And when I tell you absolutely anything, I feel like they've been bringing up things. It's like they started with one place, like the most recent thing. And once that stopped working for so long, they have to work their way back. And it's gotten to the point where they bringing up stuff that I did when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. And it sounds stupid, y'all. It sounds dumb as hell because you're talking to a person who's almost 40. And so you have to ask yourself, why are they bringing up stuff from way back then? Because they want you stuck in that mindset. They want you stuck in that mindset. And forbid whatever it is that's in your north node, whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, it's supposed to have other people paying attention to you too. Because if you were already in that mindset, then you probably have those other people who are watching as well. And so they're being able to sit back and see you going through these range of motions. They're being able to see your good sides and your bad sides. They're being able to see. And if they're spiritually watching, like we know some people do, then they're all of a sudden picking up on it's like they listening to your life story, but you're not being able to tell them. It's being told by the people who are trying to tear you down. And so it makes you look crazy. And so then you have that to be concerned about. It's just so much. It's so much. And believe me, they will, when they want your destiny, when they want your life, they will sit back and that's all they focus on. And so while you think you're moving ahead and forward in life to do certain things, all they want is your energy. All they want is you focus on something else. Energy harvesting is a big thing as well. And so if they can drain you of your own energy and have you sitting back constantly thinking about negative things, then they can, your energy is an uplifter. It helps them. It's like an upper for them to go in and do the things that they wouldn't normally be able to do because they're not in that energy. But again, it's still not destiny swapping because you can't trick God into giving your destiny to somebody else. I could talk about this all day long, but I ain't gonna We already at 25 minutes and people steady pulling up. And I came here this early because I felt like there wouldn't be that many people in here. So, anyway, getting back to these cards. Because the first card I pulled was something about inheritance. And then I remember what that guy was saying before I turned this on as I scrolled a couple of times before I hit the live button, that people work so hard to try to steal your destiny. So I just had to say that real quick. When they talk about steal your destiny or destiny swap, it's not you taking their place and them taking your place. It is you knocking yourself, you taking yourself off of your path by stepping out of the energy that you were in and them being rewarded for being able to get you to remove yourself from your path. And so they can never have whatever it is that's destined for you. As long as you're able to get back on track, as long as you're able to put yourself back where you was, then you're right back on your path to your destiny because they never took it. It's always been there for you. Your destiny is for you. Your life is for you. Certain lessons that you have to learn in life in order to get to your destiny, that's for you. Those lessons you've learned by going through everything that you went through in your past. And so when they constantly bringing things up, that's how you get to where you are. Because you have to go through certain things, you have to make certain mistakes, you have to learn certain lessons. They can't get to where you are because they can't walk in the shoes that you walked in, but they can get to like their own path. They can get, again, they can be rewarded for things that they've done, but it's not by God. It's not by God. And so people are so weird. Anyway, these cards I pulled last night, I got lost so many times, y'all. So many times. And so I don't know what this loss means. If somebody's about to lose somebody, maybe someone is about to pass, or is this a loss where someone has lost some major money or will be losing some major? I'm not getting it as that though. Look, we got the star card here. This is Aquarius. It could be an Aquarius. It could be a lot of other things. But like I said, what I've noticed is loss has came up in so many different cards. I just don't feel like it's other things other than loss. And so maybe someone is taking this big loss here. I swear it's people steady walking in, y'all. They steady walking in. Oh boy. It's like nothing that I do. It's like I can't wait to buy me a house and put everything I need in my house. I want a house that's on a lake or on a stream or some bed of water where I can just go to it when I want to. I want a house with a big yard with real grass because they be putting this fake grass down everywhere, y'all. I want a house with real grass. Uh, Something God put there, not the fake grass. Where I can easily just go out in my yard and ground myself. No, I've been saving seeds for like the past 3 years now. I actually stopped when everything started happening, but I have seeds. Let me say it like that. I have seeds that I started saving before all of this happened because my plan was to move from where I was eventually and get somewhere where I was able to start me a garden. I had plans to do all this other little stuff, but like I said, they coming in and they knock you off your path so they can try to have what it is that you're getting. It's like these are wannabes out here. They don't want to do the work that it takes to get in certain positions, but they will try to take it from someone real easy. Thieves and wannabes. These are not good people. But you know, once you get certain types of money, money on a certain level, I'll say it that way, then you can be as much of a wannabe and a thief as you are. And people they don't pay attention to that because why? Because money is power, money is respect, money is privilege. So a lot of times people don't pay attention to how you got that money. They just welcome you with open arms to their world because you're now this successful person. And I feel like if more people at the top would put their foot down and have more morals and respect for each other and integrity, then they would not allow certain people to be around them. That way, it wouldn't be so easy to do certain low down, dirty things in order to fit into certain certain groups of people. But anyway, I said I was gonna stop talking, y'all. So anyway, loss. This one actually says loss and theft. This can be both loss and theft. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, loss and robbery. Five of Swords, loss and dishonor. This is the Six of Wands, loss and betrayal of a friend. Remember that inheritance card I told you I cut the deck on and we seen earlier when I first started? This is also a card of an inheritance. This is also a card of inheritance. You have this business person here. This could be a lawyer, some type of attorney. Um, this could be a judge. This could be someone, it says intellectual. I feel like this could be some type of, what do you call the attorneys who are, they're in charge to make sure everyone that's in a will gets everything that they supposed to have. I can look it up, y'all, but I ain't gonna, it's gonna take too much time. This could be one of those lawyers. You could have been left something with the inheritance here. Could have had to do with land, could have to do with business, intellectual property right here that could have been coming to you, or it could have been your own things that you were working on that someone was in the background stealing, because we have robbery, theft, loss. This could be some type of spiritual inheritance. You could have been, again, working on something, creating it for yourself. You have people in the background stealing this. And so again, I ask, how is it a destiny swap when you have to steal certain things? How is it a destiny swap if you have to bring a person down so low? How is it a destiny swap when you have to do so much manipulation in order to get what it is that you're getting by bringing this person down so low? Yeah. And so this could be some type of business person bringing you something in. This says reflection as well right here. Somebody may be reflecting on the past. They could be looking back at things seeing that something wasn't right. They could be looking at things. Let's say if this is something that you were creating for yourself, but somebody else stole it from you and they've been able to make it big off whatever it is they stole from you. Some people and or a person could be looking back at this. They could be looking back and realizing that whatever it is this person has gained so much success off of is yours. It's something that they stole from you. Let's say you were building a page on something and these people were copying what it is you were putting on your page. And because they had a bigger following, they were able to be successful with it. Imagine somebody shadow banning your page when you're putting in the work and they're just copying what you put on your page onto their page where they have 100,000 followers on. And so everybody would be all into them and congratulating them, and they would probably be going viral over and over and over again. But it's off of what you have done, it's off of what you created. They're just stealing it from you and putting it on their page. And as long as you stay shadow banned, that may be what's happening for somebody here. As long as you stay shadow banned, then people won't see that you're the actual creator. Maybe this person is so popular, people won't believe that you're the actual creator of whatever this is. And so this could be intellectual property like that. This could be stuff like if you've written books, this person could be pretending like it came from them. If you have certain type of personality and your personality has gotten you to certain things, maybe this person is trying to imitate you and say that it's you trying to imitate them. This could be a number of things, but I feel like someone is seeing what's being done here. Someone is looking back on something. It says study here. They've been studying something. They've been watching what it is that's going on, and maybe somebody's starting to realize that whoever this is that's pretending in the background is only pretending, that they're faking, that they're actually liars and thieves. It's not actually coming from them, but because of who they know and what they know, they've been able to get away with this for so long. And so that could be the case. This could be the case of, I keep being called to that intellectual, y'all, so I kind of want to stick there. But this could be the case where you was left something, because we do have inheritance out here, and I cut the deck on inheritance originally. And so there could be someone who has stolen your inheritance. They may know people who work in high places, people who work in the courthouse. They could know certain lawyers, certain attorneys they were able to maybe switch something off a will or something and remove you from it somehow. I heard that in another one of the readings, somebody else reading. That could be the case. Maybe someone was able to remove you from a will, something that was left from you, and them receive it themselves. It's not theirs. Somebody's looking back on this. And so this reflection card could be someone looking back at old paperwork and realizing it was forged. This could be somebody looking at back at something and realizing somebody lied. This is somebody reflecting on something. They're studying something. They're looking back at something and they're comparing it to something else. Or they're thinking about it and realizing that somebody's not right. Someone lied about some things here. And this card here, this Ace of Pentacles here, says speedy intelligence. So this may be even a case where someone was able to lie and get something that was supposed to be going to you. And this attorney right here could have, the attorney may be the one stepping in and realizing that it was all a game, it was all a lie, it was all a front. I scrolled by something last night and it says something an attorney doing something pro bono, doing something to help you with your situation. And so this could be a person who you may not even be realized is working to help you, that's on your team. This person could have seen what happened. Like I said, you have people who watch on the physical with their regular eyes, and you have people who can see with their third eye is wide open. The spiritual people, they're able to, and I ain't gonna say everybody who third eye is open is spiritual, but those people who are able to see on another level, these people could have seen what it is that happened to you, and you could have someone stepping up to help you, somebody studying something that happened, somebody's bringing something to somebody's attention, somebody could be going to court on your behalf and doing something to try to help you. If this person has won a court case or something where people have stolen something from you, then this could be them looking at this and them examining what it is that was taken from you, them being able to get it back for you, and then them coming to bring it to you. Can you imagine a person looking at, say, if it was money, looking at this money like, wow, looking at this property like, wow, this was so much that was stolen from this person, and now they're able to come back and give it to you. It almost looks like this is the hand coming from the clouds. It almost looks like the hand of God, kind of. And so this person could be a God sent person that was sent to help you. And so I don't know, y'all, if this is a person, an attorney that's helping you, that is doing this for free, y'all got to give this person something. And this could even be, look at all these pentacles right here. I didn't even realize this. King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. It's a lot of pentacles. This could definitely be a lot of money right here. If you look at this lost card right here, this is Ten of Pentacles. This is generational wealth that was lost, that was stolen. And so this is a lot of money here, which I also see right here. It's a lot of money. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. It's a whole lot of money in this mother. Yeah. But it's money you didn't get because people have worked together so hard to bring you down into this place where they were able to steal it. And and you may not have had no one on your side because everybody out here is so greedy, so money hungry. They willing to do anything to be a part of this money. And the people who wasn't taking part of this themselves and trying to get a piece of it, they just sat back and watched. You're no snitch people who gonna tell everything they know if it has to do with them. But if it have to do with somebody else, they gonna let you suffer. It's so funny with these people who say they don't snitch. Because again, they'll do it for themselves. They're gonna tell everything they know when they have to do with recovering something for them or somebody not messing over them. I feel like instead of saying no snitch, it should be like no help. We're not people who are willing to help you, because that's what it comes down to. Because people are talking, run their mouth the whole time to other people. And so what you'll get is a bunch of people talking around you, a bunch of people who are with each other, and they're talking about your situation constantly, and everybody around you knows what's going on. And again, they talk amongst each other, but the person that they're not talking to is the people and or the person and or the people who are able to help. So they're not talking to people who are able to help you. They're not talking to you because it would help you. And so when you really look at the whole no snitch thing, the way that people have it right now, because it wasn't what it was intended for when they first came up with it. But the way that people take it right now is it's essentially no help. And so you have all of these people who are willing to help themselves to what belongs to you, but they're not willing to help you recover it yourself. They rather take it and split it up amongst themselves and laugh about it and joke about it and say things that are going to put you in this low place so they can continue to get away with stealing whatever this is. So you could have had a whole 10 of pentacles, generational wealth, stolen from you. And when there's that much money involved, you have to get a lot of people involved. And so it's easy. You got generational wealth right here. This is more money that will last you in a lifetime. And so it's enough to pay all of these people to gang stalk you. It's enough to pay people to report on you, make fake reports on you. It's enough to pay people to say certain things that will trigger moments for you to think about in your past that will have you in this low type of energy. Because everybody just doing what they want to do or what they have to do for the money. These are people who are money hungry, especially the people who already have it, people who are already successful. How dare you do things to try to pull somebody down to get even more money? You're supposed to use that position that you're in to lift people up, not tear people down so that you can continue to line your pockets. Especially the same people they tearing down are the people they need to even be in the positions that they're in to be so successful. Imagine that. An example of that would be like an artist who needs fans, but they would so easily tear their fans down. And I'm sure you can put several other people in that position and say, give other examples of it. That's just the first one that I thought of. A person who needs the public, a person who's already successful, but their success is built off the public supporting them and what they do. And they would so easily work with somebody else to line their pockets to try to tear the public down. I like that's what this is here. Somebody's had a 10 of pentacles stolen from them. This is generational wealth that could have been left to you. And so they could have not only stolen something that was left to you, property, money, but I'm getting they were stealing your intellectual property as well. And so creative, all of your creativity, all of your everything that was in your mind, so to speak. Everything you thought of creating, everything you start creating and maybe couldn't finish. Could have been writing books like me before I started going through everything I was going through. I was in the middle of writing books. I had like 4 or 5 children books that I was writing. I think maybe 2 of them was complete. This could be a person that was stealing something like the books you were writing. It's the person that could have been stealing just your creativity in general. The example I had earlier was you putting something, maybe you were creating something on social media and they were able to get you shadow banned while they take over what it is that you were doing. These are people who did not want you to be seen, and especially not in a good light, because if people seen you for who you are, then they would also see them for who they are and what they did, which was still it was still, they stole something from you. And so they not only stole what was left to you, they had to steal the rest of your life by making sure that you weren't able to be successful with anything that you were creating. And so if they looked at what you were creating and found it good enough, they stole that too. Because you have them, this robbery here, this theft of this generational wealth. And then you have this right here, and I keep being called to intellectual. And I know it's saying that this could probably be a very smart person here, but I keep getting intellectual property, businesses that you are creating. So if you were creating a business on social media, they shadow banned you and stole that from you. If you were creating other things in the background, these people have access to your everything. This is 10 of Pentacles they stole. It's nothing for them to pay somebody to hack into your accounts and get everything they need to get. It's nothing for them to have somebody watching your bank accounts, watching things that are in your phone, watching your messages, watching your emails. This is 10 of Pentacles they stole from you. We know these people already not shit. We know they don't have a bottom. They don't have that, okay, this is low enough. We're not going to stoop that low type of energy. They don't have morals. They don't have integrity. So they're going to stoop to the lowest that they can stoop. And so if they've had access to everything, imagine you could have been creating stuff on your computer and they have your Microsoft password. And so they were able to just log in and take what it is that you were creating. Things that nobody's seen, things that you didn't put out there on your own, they were able to steal from you and pretend as if they put it out there. Pretend as if it came from their brain. Only thing these people could think of is a high-tech way to steal something. They smart enough to put these people together in order to steal something from you. But they weren't wise enough to be able to get away with it completely. Because I feel like this is coming back to you. Something's coming to you. The card says speedy intelligence. And so if this is not the money itself coming back to you, this is someone finally coming in to let you know what they know after studying this, after watching this, after seeing this for so long. They know what happened. And this is someone coming in to tell you whatever this is. And so maybe if this is someone coming in to tell you and not actually coming in to bring you this money, then you could need to find a lawyer or attorney who's going to help you with this, who's going to help you recover whatever this is that you've lost. And it was a lot. This is generational wealth. It's your intellectual property as well. And so when they say again, people trying to destiny swap, these people are just liars and thieves. There's no magic that's needed to be a liar or a thief. Maybe the magic they did was over the people who they got to help them, the people who they got to contribute into this stupidity, the people they got out here gang stalking. Maybe they're under some type of magic. People who already have money, who they've convinced to help do dirty things, and for some reason these people just sit back and laugh and think that it's something right come from this. Maybe they're under some type of magic spell. No, I was just sitting back on my other readings from yesterday thinking about people who are able to manipulate energies, certain groups of people who are, that's what they learn. And you have to wonder, why do people learn to do that? It could be used for positive things, but we know, especially when anybody's able to join in these groups, we know that it's 9 times out of 10 it's going to be used for negative. And just because you can form things that give back to the community don't mean you ain't taking back 10 times. You're not taking 10 times as much as you're actually giving back to the community. These people are trash. They trash. And they seen you doing something. They seen you about to receive something that they wanted for themselves. They didn't want you to have it. They wanted you to probably come to them. You supposed to be the underdog. You supposed to need them for something. They're supposed to always be above you. But whatever this is you were working on, whatever this is that was left to you, was going to make them be the underdogs. Or at least that's probably what they felt. It was going to make them somehow be beneath you. They couldn't measure up to you. You probably wasn't even studying these people, but they were studying you enough to watch you, to watch what it is that you were creating, to watch what success you had when you put stuff on the internet, to watch what you had coming to you. These people who were always watching you. I hear that song. They not like us, but I hear the part that says, "Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired?" Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. I feel like that's these people. That's these people who've been watching you for so long, trolling you, doing whatever they can do to try to bring you down and a certain energy, to try to make you look like you're less than, so that they can look like they are these popular people with all this success, when the success they've had was stealing from you, y'all. They used all these people to work to steal from you. And you see how he's watching right here, looking at looking back at all this, looking back at someone be sad, looking back at someone cry in the background while they have that smirk on his face right there. That's these people who've been watching you go through ups and downs and all arounds, because they were putting you through it. They was doing it to you. And nobody stepped in to help. Not even the people who are trained to step in and help you. Not even people who that's their job. They didn't even step in to help. They probably just took bribes. They just took some of this money. This is a lot of money right here. They just took some money to turn the other cheek. Maybe even joined in on it. And so you could have had the very people who were supposed to be there to help you, who were doing more harm than anything by turning the other cheek, by helping the people, by helping your ops. Again, I feel like if more people stood up in these positions that they supposed to be in, then a lot of this wouldn't even be able to occur. You would immediately stop a lot of this by just standing up and holding your position. But too many people bow down when it comes down to money. When if you just did the right thing, you would be rewarded by God. You don't have to do the wrong things and get your rewards from the devil. But we know it's quicker. It's easier that way, right? To bring somebody down and tear somebody's life apart. It's just one person. Nobody cares about this one person because the main culprit them worked so hard to tear this person apart from even their family, even their friends. And so by the time you get there and you look and you like, it's just one person. This person don't even have anybody else on their team. This should be easy. And people are trash. People are trash. It's a whole 10 of Pentacles that was stolen from somebody. And if they haven't actually stolen it, they were attempting to. No question about it. They were attempting to. They were absolutely attempting to, with a smirk on their face. And this is someone who you know betrayed by a friend. People you know was working to do this to you. It's not just a bunch of people who you don't know. Could be a lot of people who you don't know because there are a lot of people involved in this. But these are also people who you know. People who you thought would have had your back when it came down to certain stuff. They was just in on this money right here. They don't want you to have it. They want it for themselves. They don't want you to have this fame. They want it for themselves. They don't want you to have this fortune. They want it for themselves. As if you're not a person who would have shared it with them anyway. These are greedy, selfish people who felt entitled to just have what it is that you worked hard for, that you were given to. This card is also a card of abandonment. So again, these people could have turned their backs on you in order to help steal this money, to try to steal your life. Things that you work hard to achieve. And maybe you didn't work hard for whatever this was, if it was left over to you. But what you've been doing, God chose to bless you. And that's why you were blessed and these people were not. Because of the way you chose to do things the right way. And so when you're blessed by God, it can be this 10 of Pentacles right here. It can be the money, the riches, the family, the nice house. Somebody could have been looking at you thinking, oh no, she's already doing well, better than us. And now she's starting or he's starting to get into this fame, whereas more and more people watching him, maybe your page was starting to move. It was starting to get some action. People were starting to watch it. and now you got this big extra large inheritance coming in, and now you have this person who you're talking to would potentially date. If these are people who looked into your records or having readings done on you, they're thinking, oh no, you got this man coming in who's supposed to be part of your destiny. You got all this money coming in that y'all supposed to share together. You got this fame coming in because of the stuff you've been working on. Look at your page, it's starting to move. All of this just for you. No, we want some of that. We want some of that. We gonna take this from you. And that's what they did. That's what they did. And so you could have felt abandoned here because a lot of people work together to cause you to lose a lot of things, to try to steal a lot of things from you because you were already doing more than what they expected you to do. You were already having some type of success in what you were doing on your own. And now you got all these other good things that are coming in. This ought to be a lesson to you, to all these people who work together. You don't have to try to steal or take from other people in order to have certain things. All you ever had to do was fix yourself. Everybody has a destiny. Everybody has a fortune for them. Everybody has their share of this inheritance. All you have to do is what you're supposed to be doing. Do right by God. Live in your higher self. If you don't want to put in the work to fix yourself, then you shouldn't. You're not gonna have access to this. I don't know, y'all. I've been out here for way too long. I'm about to go in now, so I'll be back, y'all. I just wanted to. I was actually gonna see what was in the energy, but then I pulled these cards out and realized these the same cards from last night that I never read to y'all. I just looked at them myself, and I was kind of blown away that there were so many cards of loss. Loss. Got four different cards here. It says loss. That is about losing something. There was a lot stolen from you. There was a lot of loss here. You, it's a person who could have lost everything from some people who were trying to steal. May have been successful in stealing whatever this was, but it's about to come back. And so I remember this reading from years ago, and I don't know why it came to me right now, but it was saying you may have lost something. You lost one thing, but this one thing that you lost is insignificant compared to all the other stuff that you have gained. And so it may be something in all of this that you did lose and that you may not be getting back for whatever reason, but you're going to get back 10 times as much or 10 times better than what it is that you lost. So say this 10 of Pentacles was yours here. This was your generational wealth. This was your riches. That's more than you could have in a lifetime, more than you can spend in a lifetime. It's generational wealth because you would be able to leave it to your family, not the ones that have worked with people to help destroy you. Of course, not them. But say you had this 10 of Pentacles. You had this family life. I see it's a child that's over here. You got the little dogs. You got this nice big house. To have this type of stardom where you may was supposed to be some type of you're supposed to have some type of fame that came along with that. But maybe you lost one of these things. Maybe you're going to opt out of the fame. Maybe you decided you don't want the fame anymore after you've seen maybe so many people like this who came against you to cause this. So maybe you decided you're going to opt out of the fame. And so that's you losing one thing, but you still have this. You still got everything here. You still have the family, the house, the money, all the riches, everything that you need to be successful. And so you don't need to be famous. Maybe you still have the fame. Maybe you're still going to get the 10 of Pentacles and the house. Maybe it's the man that you lost. If they're trying to destroy you and they see you had this person coming in for you, then they would probably send someone in to the person. And so you could have had the case here where this person could have had dealings with your family or your friends because these were people working against you and they could have fell for the trap. And so maybe now the person that you was supposed to be a part of all of this is not going to be a part of this. But again, you're still going to have 10 times more, that much better. So if this person's not being a part of this, then you're going to have this victory right here with someone else. There'll be someone else coming in. And so let's say this person was a person with a certain status themselves. Somebody with an even bigger status going to come around here. Somebody with a larger following, or however this is going to come around. Maybe you were supposed to have some type of divine child, and because of whatever it is they did, maybe you're not able to have children anymore. But in Nicki Minaj's words, all these all these people, say it like that, all of these boys is your sons. And so whatever it is that you've lost, you're gonna gain that back and so much more. So much more. Only difference here is a lot of these people are going to be exposed for who they are and what they are. And that was a whole part of God's plan, to use you to expose all of these people because you look like the easy target. But with God on your side, this was always a losing battle for them. They just didn't realize it because they were able to get away with so much because they thought they were so smart. And they were so smart. They came up with this master plan, but they wasn't wise. They didn't have the wisdom enough to know to not do this to you, someone who was so connected to the Most High. And again, they don't realize that people are always watching. God sees everything and He knows it all. So He knew how they would react. And while they were thinking you was an easy target, He was thinking this is in the bag right here. I got this in the bag. All of these people are finna be exposed at one time. It's like a domino effect. Once one falls, it's going to cause them all to fall. And maybe that's what God was trying to do, use you in order to expose these people who should not be in these certain positions, especially if they were in certain positions of power where they supposed to help people, where they supposed to uplift people, and they were using it for their own advantage. I have a card that says the first will be last and the last will be first. These people who were here using things to their advantage and they were winning while they were supposed to be doing things to help the community, help uplift others, those people are going to no longer be in those positions. Those people are no longer going to have that power. And it's going to be more deserving people put there. And so, yeah, I'm going to go. Parking lot is getting more and more people, y'all. I'll be back.